Hi, my name is Heather Feather. I am the owner of Rare Bird Medicine. Today I wanted to talk about magic and mysticism, but first I wanted to give a shout out to all the mama bears out there and for their nurturing care. Happy Mother's Day to all the two-leggeds that have sweet babies, and also to all the spirit moms, those that have exited flesh costume. Big ups to y'all, and my mom for sure. Happy Mother's Day to everybody. Yeah, I just came back from a 10-day vacation, phenomenal, getting to be with tribe and my heart just being tickled and alive and filled with joy and smiling nonstop. And in this vacation that I took a road trip, big fan of road trips. And so it was 10 days up to Cali, across like to see the arches in Utah, Denver, back down. There was a lot of driving, and I love that. And there are periods of it where I'll just kind of, I listen to a book on Wicca, I listen to all the many different tunes I like, but I also take periods sometimes to just kind of listen to my thoughts or what's available in the Akashic records or the ethers out there. And I tend to since I've joined the shamanic path, I tend to stew in specific themes in a given week. And in this past week or two, during this 10 days of driving, the concept that was kind of coming up for me was this idea that in order to perceive something, you have to place your eyes on it. If you want to see something, if you want to know something, the first thing to do is to look at it. Look at it. If you want to know yourself, spend more time looking at you and less time obsessing about others and what they think and what they do and how they feel about you and if they think your butt is big and did they like the way you said that, da, da, da. Focus on your star player if you want to know you and if you want to know who it is you choose to be in response to life and what others do, then be with you. If you want to know who you are, it's like, who am I? Well, let's dig in there. But the thought I was kind of thinking on this trip too is like, if you want to know spirit, you can certainly be raised in this realm with a lot of dogma and I would say a lot of falsehood. And this is just based on what I consider to be truth. It's always possible I'm wrong. Frankly, I don't care because that's just a judgment. But a lot of people are raised with very heavily dogmatic and oppressive judgment-based philosophy systems that are just recriminating towards other two-leggeds and judging and attacking and then saying like, we are the way, we teach love. It's like, no, that wasn't loving. It's not loving to hate a group of people that believe differently than you. But because of that, a lot of two-leggeds will just be like, I'm atheist, I'm agnostic, I'm not doing that. And I get it. Like, I don't... Life would be less if we didn't have the diversity of all the ways of expression, If you're atheistic or agnostic, you have a philosophy, you have a belief matrix, and that's the one you've chosen. Choosing to believe in nothing is a belief. So everybody believes something down here, and I love the diversity of it. It's just like the diversity of types of flowers, types of animals, types of people. Beautiful. Life is diverse, always has been, always will be. Love that story. If you're somebody that does want to know spirit or want to make friends with spirit or wants to understand magic or wants to understand mysticism, if you want to know love, if you want to know the choice of choosing love and activating being a chooser of love and the way you walk in the world, these things don't fit under microscopes. They never have. They're probably, we're probably not. Certain aspects of life weren't made for you to be like, ooh. It's more of an inner microscope that is required in order for you to understand that aspect of life. It's more of a going within and looking without and kind of macrocosm. But it is certain intelligences cannot be found yet. But who knows? Maybe we'll have a day where science proves everything. But I personally have yet to see a point at which science has shown us the locality of love, its weight, its matrix, what it's made of, where it came from, why we have it, what is consciousness. And that's the beautiful thing about science. Science is a questioning art. I freaking love science. I love quantum physics. I'm in the process of creating a Hogwarts of sorts, a magical college. And I so much love quantum physics and quantum mechanics that I'm actually considering the school to have two wings. Like I might use Schrodinger's cat as the because I just kind of want like a quantum wing of the school. I really want to focus there. There's so much beauty in having and choosing a philosophy that is questioning based, and let's question and let's use the Socratic method and ask questions over and over again, and then use scientific principles to study and see if we can get the same results and keep working with these theories called science. But if you're somebody that wants to have spirit in your life, if you're somebody that wants to have magic in your life and wants to have mysticism in your life, I would say spirit, magic, mysticism are all absolutely natural components of life. They're as natural as love. They're as natural as a river. They're as natural as your beautiful self. They are innate. But the thing is, you can't know something you don't. You just go, oh, that's silly. If you choose not to look at it, you're not going to be a knower. I say this a lot with astrology. Many people, because if you read a horoscope, you're taking something based on a sun base sign. So I'm Sagittarius. So if I read the Sagittarius horoscope, I am reading my day based on my sun sign. Well, I'm Scorpio cusp, I'm Scorpio Mercury, I have Scorpio Dharma. Like, I am a Sag. I have Gemini rising, which has an equivalence to Sagittarius. But that individual single sun sign, those 12 zodiac components based solely on your sun, are never going to give you an intimate read on your day, especially when you're talking about 7.9 billion people that all have Sun, Moon, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, all in different signs. I guess there was a period where we didn't consider Pluto a planet, so then people weren't working with power issues in that generation. But then you have the houses, you have the asteroids, you have what's not there. So it's easy if you read your horoscope to be like, I've heard that so much throughout my life. This could apply to anyone. Okay, but horoscopes are not based on your natal birth chart. What I would say with anything, and I would say it to myself, and I ask it of myself, and I'm kind of touching on this on the videos a little bit more each time, because it's one of the things I'm grateful for about being this being, is I will ask myself to study before I say I'm a knower. And if you don't think astrology is real, study it. Study it for 10 years. Study it for 1 year. Just start doing natal birth charts for a year. Get back to me and tell me if you don't. Yeah, I'd be happy to teach you to do it. And you go ahead and do it and start doing it for people in your life. And just tell me if you're not like, what? We are made out of stardust. That seems to be connected. So one of the teachings, since we just had Mother's Day, I'm going to share a Mama Mackie. And I use it in my language. She was always so loving, so gentle. I'm a fire sign, so I'm going to say it in a feisty way. But she was watching the show Friends. And just classic Heather, I've always been fascinated with magic, mysticism, the strange and unusual, the things that humans drop, the things that humans are just like, I'm like, ooh, that's for me. Because, we love to complain here, for example. Ooh, I think I'm going to try to find what I feel blessed about. So she was watching Friends, and I was like, oh, Mom, you're watching this show? Like, well, everybody watches this, stupid. And she just said, I recommend before you decide to go into judgment about something that you be a knower of it. So you're sitting here making fun of the show and you haven't seen it. So either sit down here and watch the show with me and become a knower through watching the show and then tell me your opinion of it. Or you can take your uneducated, unknowing opinion out of the room. I don't need it shared with me because you're not a knower of the show. And I was like, dang, look at that. Like calling me out. She said it in a much always gentler voice. She's always so loving and so sweet, but full of truth and not taking my crap. Like so many of us just want to go fling crap on everyone. Like, here, I have a crappy opinion about something. Let me tell you what sucks about everything. And I do it too. I'm not a saint. I'm just saying, like, we can also rein that in. We can also be magicians. So, she was that teacher to me of being a knower. If you want to know spirit, if you want to know God, if you want to talk to your dead people, then focus up on it. Put your attention on it. Start studying near-death experiences. Start studying reincarnation. Start studying how to talk to the dead. Start studying all the different ways mankind is ever connected to spirit. You're welcome to be like, I don't believe in that. And that's cool. I love diversity. Again, I'm grateful for it. It's that if you want to be able to talk to it, one of the things that makes me sad about it is because I have so many dead. And if you want to talk to your dead people, atheism is not going to get you there, because atheism is like, there's nothing. I'm just worm food or ash at the end. So I recommend people talk to their dead people, because I have a blast talking to my dead. My mom is more bioavailable to me, more available in my life than she ever could have been in a flesh costume. She can join me in the middle of an astrology reading. If she was alive, she'd be at work. I wouldn't be able to be like, hey mom, what do you think of this? So to each their own. The point of this talk is, if you want to know magic and mysticism, you need to look at it. You need to study it. You need to place an eye upon it. And it's one of those topics that causes awe and wonder. It's like, what is it? What is mysticism? What is magic? And what two-leggeds tend to not understand or know, they can sometimes be afraid of or judge, like I did with the show Friends, like I've done, I'm sure, many times in my life. But those are some of my most ignorant moments. And I want to call Heather out on it and be like, no, let's not jump into judgment about something we're not a knower of. Let's use the Socratic method. Let's ask questions. Let's come to know. Like, if spirit isn't real, why has mankind talked about it forever? We're just all having a mass hallucination. Everyone's just crazy. It's like, yeah, maybe on that one, but that's okay too. But magic, what I've learned after 32 years of studying mystical faith traditions, Sufi meditation, reading on the Kabbalah, just all these different mystical components of different faith traditions, is that mysticism and magic are a natural part of life, as much as love is, as much as other aspects of life that don't fit under a microscope. They're natural, and they have to do with empowerment. So part of being a magician is understanding there is science imbued with it, but like everything is emptiness. This is emptiness talking to your emptiness. Welcome to your day. And when you start getting into this quantum physics component of it, or the scientific component of like, how is a particle a probability wave and a particle? That's very mystical. That seems very magical. That seems very otherworldly. So much so that your left hemisphere, or your cognitive mind, or that which is the more scientific side of you, will it almost wants to drop quantum physics, because it's like, this is illogical. It's not logical. Certain things do not fit into the left hemisphere's cognition. It's a right hemisphere cognition, like spirit and like magic. But magic is a natural part of life. And magic is where we understand that there are elements, there are things that we are influencers of. We are influencing the emptiness. We are influencing the elements. We are influencing the spirit, or the aspect of that which is the life force energy that is moving here. And that is something I want to hand to two-legged so much, because my life, if I were to write it, the title of the book would be The Victim Story. It just would be like, here's a whole bunch of terrible, terrible stories about how you can be a victim as a two-legged. Man, it can be really awful down here. And what is so enlivening and so enriching is to come to the state of awe and the state of wonder, to understand that I am the influencer of the emptiness. I am influencing the holography with my consciousness, and I am the chooser of where I place this attention. If I want to be an artist, I'm going to need to focus up on creating art before I exit flesh costume, which is imminent. Before I become Ash, Heather needs to focus up on art. If I want to know magic, I've got to focus up on it, and I have for 32 years. And what it is it's stepping out of that victim role. It's understanding that you are empowered to influence your reality. You literally are a magician, and you are entitled to awe and wonder and mysticism and phenomenal experiences that shake and awaken the web of this thing you call life. You can have that, and we are going to offer it. Me and my spirit guides. So go to rarebirdmedicine.com, click on the classes link. We're starting a class tomorrow night called Be a Witch. We'd love to have you join us and awaken your inner magician. Blessed be.